play some intro music. Oh. All right, Dave. Knock it off, Dave.
Don't hurt him.
Yeah. Welcome. It is the AlfromDtown&Chili442 Show. Episode number 60.
Dang.
I know they ain't ran us off the net yet. Yet. I might have to turn one of my lights on. Hold on.
Because they still haven't heard about us.
That might be a good thing.
We fly under the radar.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not always, good to be famous.
And we're definitely not.
No, I don't want to be. I don't think I would ever want to be like, no, not like we're ever going to get there from this, but say like, I don't know, I hit the lotto and then go play in a poker game or something like that, and I win that, and that's on ESPN, and all of a sudden I'm jet setting around the world and I got all this money. I don't think I think I'd take my couple mil that I won or whatever and just disappear. Like, where in the hell did Al go?
Some island.
He's out in the woods.
Yeah. No, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be anything, I'd like to, I'd love to be, rock star famous and all that stuff for a rock star band, but I would love to be in a band like Widespread Panic. Nobody would recognize one of these guys. Nobody's ever heard about them. But they fucking sold out Red Rocks more consecutive nights in a row than any other band ever. And it's like these dudes walk the streets and they're like rock star royalty. I'd love a band like that, something like that. I don't want to be movie star. Wherever you go, people are mugging you and trying to get your autograph and all that crap. I would just like to...
Where you couldn't go out to eat or anything like that. That'd be horrible. That would be horrible.
Yeah, it's just like, this isn't worth it. I'm a prisoner of my own life now, almost.
Yeah, I mean, what good's all that money and stuff if, you can't even really go out and enjoy it. I mean, I guess you could wear a disguise but still, what a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't want to do that.
It'd take the fun away.
I think so. There was something I was wanting to kind of touch on. Wednesday show. Man, we got some good... I got a couple messages about our Wednesday show.
Really, that show, I actually went back and listened to the whole thing, and I think that may be the second time I've done that. I'm trying to think if I think maybe once I listened to a whole show, and every once in a while I'll tune in. I want to hear, just a part of a conversation we had, or just kind of see what I sound. I don't like to listen to myself, but I listened to that whole show.
I thought everything I heard was pretty solid on it.
I wish I'd got the list from you beforehand.
Yeah.
So I could check a few people. I'd forgotten who Oliver Brooks was. And man, and then I remembered Oliver Brooks. If you go to YouTube, there's a skit with Johnny Carson. It was some roast, and Oliver Brooks was one of the masters at playing the drunk part. He was
Oh,
he was really really good at playing this crazy drunk, and he was a totally sober person. I don't think he drank at all, but there's like a roast of Johnny Carson or something. Oh man, it's he's great. If you check him out, he'll have you in tears.
man,
It's good stuff.
yeah, some of them old roasts, man, those were great.
Yeah.
What was that? The Friars Club or something like that?
I don't know. Could have
Ain't-
been. It was
yeah.
before my time.
Oh, mine too. But I think you can still find a lot of them on YouTube. The one where they roasted like Frank Sinatra, and then there's one where they did Sammy Davis Jr. That one is hilarious because then you get to see like a bunch of the old like Brat Pack or Rat Pack, whatever they were called.
Yeah,
The Brat Pack was the kids in the 80s, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, and then the Rat Pack was like Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and
Yeah, that'd be good to see. I should look those up.
yeah, you should before they take them off because they're kind of there where probably the next generation will get rid of them for being offensive.
Yeah,
Hate to
like
say
everything.
that, but yeah. So next Saturday, we are not going to do a show next Sunday, Evan.
Right.
So I am planning on getting up early Saturday morning. Not too early, but getting up somewhat early, heading up north, and going to hang out with Evan for the evening, and we're going to do a live show.
Yep.
Saturday night. That was our night. That was the night we started on Rocktown. No, it wasn't. We were Friday night.
Yeah, we were Friday night.
Yeah, because the dog pound, Steve, was on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And then when he left, we took over Saturdays.
Did he live or did we leave? I can't remember. It was so long ago. Jumped around. Is Steve still
we
around?
did. Yeah. I talked to him not long ago.
Okay, I know Don had passed some years back.
Yeah, and I talked to him, and he actually, before we started doing this podcast, he was actually thinking about trying to bring the dog pound back, and he wanted me to go on and do a talk show with him, and
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but it just it kind of fell through, and I don't think he really wanted to bring the station back, and he had some personal reasons that he had told me, and it was just a big mess, so he was like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah,
like a lot of things.
Yeah, and I mean, look, and there's still a couple people that do the DJ thing, and that's great. If you can, if you still got that freedom, to do it for free and everything, but I don't think you don't get the numbers. So, I mean, at some point you got to look at it, and it would be like us doing this show and we get 3 listeners.
No. Okay. What do we got? 4 or 5?
Yeah, but I mean, they go back and listen. So, this is a little different. But I mean, I'm talking like if we start next Sunday's show, or actually it'll be Saturday, but if we start that show and I look at last week's show and it says 2 views, we're not doing a show.
I'm with you.
So the people that can still do it and bring in a crowd and shit, hey man, more power to you. But man, I wouldn't want to do it again. It took a lot of work.
It
when
does.
when I did the shows, it was okay. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind signing in, going, doing my thing, signing off, and I was done. When I was running D-Town, we tried to keep that thing going with a live DJ 24 hours. I had two DJs overseas that, they did overnights and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got to the point where my phone just kept ringing for something I wasn't making money off of. And
Yeah.
it took up so much of my time. And that was popular, man. D-Town, man, we did good on D-Town.
Yeah, but it just gets to the point where it's not worth the headache, and yeah, you're not making money on it. And if it's giving you the heartache, then it's really not a fun hobby anymore.
Yeah. And
You know.
and I'm not, saying anything bad about, but there was people that were in there were a lot of friendships started, and people, that was a bad thing, because if something was done, somebody got butt hurt. And then it was like you had to pick a side, and I was just like, man, this shit's too much like high school.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
I refused to deal with that.
Yeah, and see, I had to. I was getting calls at work, and when it started affecting my regular job, I was just like, nah, I gotta shut it down. I gotta shut
Hmm.
it down.
Yeah, owning your own little radio station, people don't realize.
Man,
Yeah, it's a cool hobby shit, but after a while, Wayne's World, kind of stuff like that. But no, it can be a lot of headache.
yeah, well, it turned into more of more than a hobby, and
Yeah,
it started to be where it wasn't fun.
right. And you're just trying to entertain some people.
Yeah, Evan, let's hit a little bit of news. There's a couple headlines. Turkish man shot dead by his dog during hunting trip.
Hmm.
Uh, I Ozgur.
Interesting.
Uh, Jesus Christ. Jeverekluglu.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. 32 was loading equipment into his car when the dog stepped on the trigger of a still loaded shotgun.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I wonder if he hit that dog before or something else. Scientists have found a zombie virus. They revived it, Evan, after 50,000 years trapped in the Siberian permafrost.
Really?
Why would you do that?
Let's just melt this virus just for fun.
Yeah. Let's see if we can bring it back. Isn't that kind of what the COVID thing was?
And then we'll do a little gain of function research on it. And
No, don't. Number one, if it's called a zombie virus, which I know they named it, but still, there's no reason to bring that back. Have they not watched The Walking Dead?
yeah, that's all you need to see right there.
Nothing good happened in that show. I mean,
No.
the bottom line was a bunch of people died.
Yeah, that show's evil. I quit it.
All right. Evan, Monopoly game ends in gunfire after fight breaks out at Oklahoma home.
I'm sure that's not the first time over Monopoly. That can get pretty heated. I hate Monopoly.
I do too. It's a. Let me read some of this. A heated dispute over a Monopoly game escalated to gunfire on Thanksgiving weekend. Police were called after a shot rang out near a house in Tulsa, Oklahoma on a Saturday. A drunken game night ended with suspect John Dwayne Armstrong allegedly pulling a gun on two family members. I'm trying to see. An argument broke out during during the game playing and drinking between our suspect and stepfather and step sibling.
Man, he hit a hotel on Boardwalk or Park Place. That's what happened.
That's what I'm trying to see if he like didn't, he tried to.
$2,000.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say if like maybe one of them cheated and actually passed go. No, it doesn't say. No, but he is on. He's charged with assault with a deadly weapon and received a $250,000 bond.
He's banned from playing Monopoly at family dinners. Probably banned from family dinners. Period.
Yeah, I mean, can you invite that guy to game night anymore? And another,
I can't trust him.
Listen,
Not anymore.
This wasn't his home. So he brought a gun to a family function.
Going to play Monopoly, gonna need protection.
I better get me 2 straps.
Better pack a heater.
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on here, Evan, but every monk in a Thai temple defrocked after testing positive. Evan, for $1, what did every single monk in this Thai temple get defrocked for after testing positive for what?
Defrocked? What, marijuana?
No, I'm going to give you one more. It's a lot harder, Evan.
A lot harder. Really, Coke?
I can't give it to you on that one. I gave you 2. Meth.
Really? Monks on meth?
Man, you just made our next musical.
They're just sitting there praying, gritting their teeth.
A Buddhist temple in central Thailand has been left without monks after all of its holy men failed drug tests and were defrocked. 4 monks, including an abbot at a temple in, Phetchabun provinces. Phetchabuns. Bung Sam Phan district tested positive for methamphetamines on Monday. The monks have been sent to a health clinic to undergo drug rehabilitation, the official said.
You think a drug treatment center, you ever had a conversation? We got a group of monks come in. What? Again?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really? How does that go?
Oh,
Those crazy monks.
Evan, another truck spill up in Wisconsin. What was this one, Evan? What would be your first guess?
Cheese.
No.
Beer.
It was cheese a couple weeks ago. No, it's going to be manure, Evan.
Oh, no.
44 tons of manure across a highway in Wisconsin.
Oh.
What a
would not want to drive through that.
What a shitty situation.
Can you imagine spinning out in that?
Evan.
Oh, shit. Just spinning down the road, gripping for life. A layer of fucking manure.
And then blow a tire.
And then have to get out and deal with the situation and all that.
Evan, a woman flying from Houston, bit someone on the flight in an effort to open the plane door at 37,000 feet.
I highly don't recommend that.
Her reasoning for trying to do some high stakes skydiving, Jesus told her to, Evan.
Really? Did they strap her down after that or what?
Yeah, I think so. Houston, Texas. At Jesus, I tell you.
Don't they have a marshal or something on every flight now, or something like that?
I think so. What a prankster that Jesus is.
At least international flights, maybe. I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
Wow.
Customer charged with throwing food at Taco Bell employee.
Oh, as if their life isn't rough enough.
Yeah, you got to work at Taco Bell. I mean, it's a job, but boy, and look, if you're going to fast food, don't complain about what your sandwich or what your shit looks like. You're lucky, somebody ain't putting their balls on it or something like that. That's why I go to Subway.
Like
Because I can watch them make my sandwich. And, if I make somebody mad, when they're sitting there and they're making my sandwich and they do something bad to my sandwich, I can be like, hey, dude, did you just put your balls in my sandwich?
Yeah.
He'll be like, no. And I was like, dude, your pants are unzipped and your balls are hanging out.
I'm standing right here. Yeah.
I don't want that steak and cheese.
That's why all cops go to Subway, I mean, they can watch, they don't get the mystery sauce.
You would have to. So I don't know. I don't think I've ever been that mad. I know I've left food and, I've done that before. Or I've called and said, I know I got a pizza from Domino's one time. And man, this thing took almost over an hour to get there. By the time it got there, I took a bite out of it and it was so cold and rubbery. And I called and the guy said, well, throw it in the microwave for about 30, 45 seconds. I was like, So the next day, dude, and this is probably the only time I've ever done this, but I ended up calling the corporate office. And I made a bitch. Now, I order Domino's, dude. I don't think they wait for other orders. I think mine gets they got a guy in the closet. Hey, Al called. And he jumps out and he sprints my pizza over. Last time I got a Domino's pizza, it burnt me. It was so hot.
That's almost my experience with FedEx. I called corporate once and kept going up the line. I'm like, let me speak to your boss. Let me speak to your boss. And I went to town and I snapped. I really, really snapped. I know they probably have a recording of that sometime. And they'll sit and listen to it and be like, what the hell was this guy's problem? What a jackass. But ever since then with FedEx, when I'd have problems, they would call me. And I mean, if I had something that, need a signature for or anything like that, man, I got the best service out of FedEx after that, man. My phone number was on file, man. And those delivery dudes would call me and verify everything. It was awesome. I hated to be that person, though. I was a total Karen,
Well, look, sometimes you got to.
Yeah. It fixed the problem because I wasn't going to let it happen again. They screwed me once, and I had to drive all the way to Champaign to pick up my parts because they said they made 3 delivery attempts and they didn't. And I was like, you're not going to do this to me again. I was determined. You are not going to do this to me again. I'm not driving 2 hours to get my stuff. And it never happened again. I had the best service after that. But I hated to be that person, man, and I just snapped out on them.
And a lot of times... and you do see, video, and I think that is so unfair that when people take videos of people going off on workers and shit, because 9 times out of 10, the first part is always left out. You're catching that person when they start yelling, so the trigger was already, the trigger's already gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I look at some of those videos and I'm like, yeah, you know what? How many other times did she get screwed at that place or he got screwed at that place or,
Yeah.
And customer service anymore sucks.
Well, one thing like we found out with COVID changed a lot of stuff. And before COVID, it was always the customer is right. And then after that, it was kind of like nowadays, like the customer might get lucky, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Things have
And
kind of changed with it's like you're lucky to get it
yeah.
now, you know. Before it was,
And
I
that
don't know, I made it.
and that really sucks because like the United States isn't like the mass oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Manufacturing that it used to be. We're damn near just a service industry now. And if you
Hmm.
got shit customer service, one of the one things that just pisses me off, and I know I've said this, and if you listen to the show weekly, you're probably sick of me. I hate that self checkout bullshit.
Oh, I gotta tell you. Go ahead.
I just do. I mean, I ran to the store the other day, and they've actually one of the grocery stores I go to, they're down to like four regular checkout lanes, which none of them were open, and they got self checkouts on both ends now. And it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, no, I why? I don't get an employee discount. I shouldn't have to I'm paying for this shit.
I think we were talking about this the other night because she came. She's like, "I'm not going to Walmart ever again." I'm like, "Don't." I hate Walmart. Remember we discussed Walmart on our was it last Sunday or was it
Yeah,
last
I think
Wednesday?
so.
So and we talked and I said I hate going to the stores on weekends. So anyway, she was going to go to the grocery store all day on Friday, but the weather was nice and so decorations came out. You know how that thing went.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm going to grocery store. And I figured she was going to Kroger. No, she says, I'm going to Walmart. I need something from Walmart. I'm like, you're going all the way into town to Walmart at 5 o'clock on a Friday night.
Oh hell no.
This is when all your paycheck to paycheckers get paid. And you know what I'm talking. And it's just like, that's a horrible time to go first. You know,
Yep.
it's like, I would never think to go to Walmart on a Friday evening. It's just not, it's like prime time.
Never.
So she went there. They had two carts of groceries. Her and the son, two cooks. When she goes grocery shopping, she goes grocery shopping. You know what I
Man,
mean?
I guess.
Two carts of groceries. She's getting up there. I think they had one girl, one checker. She went
Oh.
on break. They had so everyone split up. Because I got up there and like everything split up. There was not a single checker. Everything she had to go through was every self scan. Two carts and those then she gets all that done and she goes up to the door and they got a jackass that stands there and he's got looking through her receipt and he's like, where is this?
Oh hell no.
She's got two fucking carts of white bags and this dude wants to quiz her about where everything is and you know going through this where's this, okay, well you got this, where is this? Seriously?
No.
Not a single checkout person. Everyone had to go and I'm like, if you go through it yourself, you are an employee. You should get a 20% discount.
Yep.
If I go through, I should get 20% off all my groceries or
And
something, you know?
and two
I'm an employee at that point.
look, the self checkout is a 1 to maybe 10 item thing.
Hmm.
If you have a cart full, that's Walmart that should be scanning that shit. And if you don't want to, don't worry about it. I wish I was more of a piece of shit because I would steal so much from them
Yeah.
places, but I can't do it
Yeah,
because
as long as you don't trigger the weight thing.
right. Well, I mean I wouldn't do it. I just can't. I
I'm with you.
noticed something didn't. I take that back because the other day I did steal a bulb of garlic, but it would not ring up with the damn number that kept popping up, and I was like, screw it. If I go to jail over this 35 cent, you know, thing of garlic, it's thug life.
It's so absurd. It's so crazy. I mean, if we're gonna do this, we need to have RFID tags on everything. And so all you do is push your car right through it looked like an airport scanner, and it
Boom.
immediately tallies everything up. You pay and you go out the door. I mean, this is insane. Unload everything to put everything back, and
Look,
that's
and
what they have the checkout people for.
yeah, and I mean, look, I've seen it. I mean, I've sat there and witnessed it at the grocery store that I go to, where people steal.
Hmm.
They're not scanning stuff. They're scanning one, and they got three or whatever. I see it. You know, but you'd get rid of a lot of that. To me, I think theft has probably went up at these
Probably.
places like that.
Yeah, you made it a lot easier for people.
Yeah, you almost gave them an invitation to steal.
Right. And you're going to have something like at Kroger's. I never go to Walmart, but Kroger would have like one person there and they're watching four different people,
Yeah,
I
and
mean, like how can they do that?
well, and then not only if you got four people, then you got people waiting, and then you get a line, and that gets so hectic up there. That girl, and usually somebody's trying to get alcohol or something like that, and
Yeah, I got to wait to show your ID and all that jazz and
and
clear you off.
and that's another thing. Can we get rid of this stupid ass law that a girl, a cashier that's 19 years old, cannot swipe my Corona? That somebody has to be, she is not serving that shit at all. She is swiping it. She is not opening the alcohol or nothing. That is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
If this person is 19 or they're 21 and they want to slide their friends through, do you think there's really a difference? You know what I mean? If they, if that's what they're worried about, if she's underage and she can't judge someone's age, or there's more chance that they
What
would let their friends through or whatever. What does 2 years difference make? Yes.
I can see the thing where if you let your friends through or whatever, but it almost every purchase anymore, doesn't matter how old you are, they
Yeah.
want to scan your license.
I
Like
don't
those,
like that.
yeah, like the gas stations around here. I don't know. It's a Circle K, and they may have got busted. But like any alcohol, tobacco products, you got to have an ID, and people
Yeah.
get mad. You
No,
know
I don't
what?
like that. I
No,
don't like that. Yeah, I quit shopping there. I don't like that any alcohol purchase is scanned and it goes into a database. In what form? What can it be used for someday? You
yeah,
know?
but
And you go to get insurance or health insurance and like, hey, Mr. Chiligares, you buy two 12 packs of High Life a week. You're a high risk person. I'm like, how do you know that? They're like, well, we're tapped into Circle K. They scan your shit every time you go in there.
say, well, I give those away to the neighborhood kids.
And those peanut M&Ms aren't helping you either. I'm like, you're
Yeah.
done. We're done. So anyway, why does that need to be? Like I said, it just doesn't. You can look and you can look at me and you can see my gray ass beard and you can tell I'm not 21. I'm not under 21.
Right. Um. Here's this one. Florida woman sues Kraft Heinz, claiming it takes longer than 3.5 minutes to make the Velveeta shells and cheese microwavable shell pasta. Evan, this lady is asking for $5 million in damages.
Is she gonna go after Minute Rice next? Minute Rice, my ass.
Uh, you know, this is kind of what's wrong with our court systems. Is that I think that if this lady loses, they need to make her pay for crafts legal.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that'll slow down some of these lawsuits if the lawyer tells you up front, all right, look, I'm gonna sue, Hooters buffalo sauce because you didn't see big titties when you went to sleep that night.
This goes all the way back to the woman burning her coochie with McDonald's hot coffee. You remember
Yeah,
that? I mean,
it
that's
was,
when all the frivolous lawsuits really seem to go crazy.
and it just, it costs us. It costs taxpayers. And so I think that, yeah, if you don't win your lawsuit, you should have to pay back what you're suing for. That lady should be responsible for $5 million just for being stupid.
Now I got a burnt coochie and I'm out $5 million. My life is ruined.
Yeah. Evan, we got a couple rat stories.
Rat.
Yeah. And then we're going to end the news with our buddy Dave Moreland. New York is desperately seeking rat czar amid worsening rodent problem. And this job's paying $175,000 a year, Evan. So,
Wow.
what do you do? They say some of these things are like as big as cats and small dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't doing no garbage in New York.
They're gross. How do you get rid of them? I don't know.
And some of them dudes still do the old thing where they got it's like a big tarp, and you take it in between these buildings, and there's like a trash chute that you open. That everybody, like in an apartment building, they throw their trash in this chute. Well, then the garbage man lays out this thing. He opens this chute up. All this garbage comes out. Could you imagine, like, just having these huge rats fall out? No.
No way.
I wouldn't make it one day.
No, but they're everywhere. They're walking down the sidewalk and sewer systems and
Broad daylight. They don't even care.
Yeah.
They don't even care.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
And this rat story comes from Boston. Man escorted off MBTA bus for having a pet rat on his shoulder.
Ooh.
Well, you know, if like a mouse or a rat is like raised from birth in like a clean environment and everything, they won't carry the diseases and everything your normal like field mouse would. And
yeah,
you
but
know,
they're still rodents. I don't know.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, I'm cool with squirrels, and I mean, almost, I dig having a pet squirrel. They're kind of cool, but same thing. I don't want it shitting all over my house and chewing shit up. But anyway, no rats. No, thank you.
And our final story before we get to Bozo Criminal of the Day. Let me see where this is from. Germany, a 72-year-old woman has been arrested after she allegedly twice switched off a hospital roommate's ventilator because she was annoyed by the sound it made. Bitch, I'm trying to watch Golden Girls.
I'm sorry. Were you over there breathing? My mistake.
Although the suspect was informed by the hospital staff that the oxygen supply was a vital measure, she said to have switched off the device again around 9 p.m. Oh, they got her at 6:30 because she was watching the local news, and she felt disturbed by the noise coming from the oxygen device. So the 79-year-old patient had to be revived, authorities, and said,
Kidding.
I don't get this. Authorities said, and while her life was in danger, she still required intensive care. Then her life was in danger.
Yeah.
It doesn't say she hasn't been given a bond. She was brought before a judge on Wednesday and taken to jail. So,
wow.
Even these old people. Evan, being a bozo is hard work. This is coming from our buddy Dave Moreland. at bozocriminal.com. But his first
Yeah,
one is
he's right.
being a bozo is hard work. Bozo criminal for today comes from Houston, Texas, where a homeowner was in the process of moving out of her residence when she returned home to find a broken window and some things in disarray. Then she noticed something else. Two bozos asleep on her patio. Cops were called, and apparently our crooks completely wore themselves out by ransacking her house and decided to take a brief nap before making their getaway.
They got into some booze.
Oh my God.
People.
Okay. This one is from Miramar Beach, Florida, where the cops were called to the Ann Taylor store on a report of a shoplifting incident. Cops were led to the dressing room where our bozo had left the tags for 18 items behind. But that wasn't all she left. Her cell phone was also laying there. And unexpectedly, she also left behind some pee.
Oh, no.
Yep, she peed on the floor, Evan. Well, there's your DNA right there. Cops used the phone to get in touch with her husband, who ratted her out immediately and gave them a description of the car she was driving.
He's like, take that car and pound it. I don't want that pee-soaked thing back.
In the meantime, another call came in, this time from Saks off 5th, where she tried to steal 6 pairs of men's jeans by hiding them under her coat. A deputy grabbed her and found the other stolen items in her car. She was busted. No word on the fate of the pee stain, if it came up or not.
So he probably didn't bail her out.
No, I she's probably got a problem.
Yeah.
You know. So there you go. There's your
She klepto, can't hold her bladder.
there's your stupid news for the day.
Gold.
Yeah, man, that old lady switching off that oxygen machine, dude. What the fuck?
Just unplug your shit. Just
Makes you scared to have to go in a nursing home and shit. Now you're like, man, maybe
ruthless.
I'll start doing push-ups or something.
Yeah, I mean, well, it is. I mean, a lot of nursing, like, okay, a lot of old people get Alzheimer's stuff. They get violent.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I don't want to get into it, but yes, I know this happens. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I won't say no names or anything, but there was I knew a old lady in a nursing home, and she got like she got racist.
Oh, that happens too.
Yeah, I mean racist. Some of the things that I heard that she was saying, I was like, man, she is lucky she didn't don't get her ass beat.
Yeah, it's as the dementia starts to set in, that filter goes away, and you just say stuff. You're like, oh my God, you can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say that, Grandma.
But also, like I said, with Alzheimer's, they do get violent. They want to hit and do things that they realize you can't act that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can. I mean, probably more for the people working there than other members, or other whatever.
Yeah.
I want to say inmates. That's not the term.
Inmates.
They're not patients. They're whatever.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. My
Oh well, shit.
I had one of my settings wrong, so I looked a little dark. I look great now. Well, not great, but I look a little lighter. It was pretty dark. I got us some new screensavers because the other ones we were using had a little too much black in them. So
Yeah.
with my green screen, it was kind of, without me going and spending a bunch of money on lights that I really don't need. So, Evan,
All right.
we're coming
Yeah,
up on that 45-minute mark.
we are there.
And then what this means, we end the Facebook Live show. But don't come in next Sunday expecting a show. It will be Saturday night. A live show on Saturday night.
Mark says you need to have a Christmas background.
See, I don't. We might like our the week of Christmas. When we do it, and Christmas is on a Sunday this year, so we probably will not do a show on Christmas.
Probably not.
Yeah, we might jump on like maybe Saturday evening if maybe for an hour or something, and me and Evan might get together and record something, and then I'll throw it on maybe Christmas Eve or something like that.
Yeah, who knows?
So anyway, guys, next Saturday night, me and Evan will be at the Chili442 Man Cave.
Yep.
Chilling. Probably have some strippers over there. And I'm not bringing money. I'm just bringing chicken wings. So I'm going to be making it rain with chicken wings. Have some old...
You don't want the kind of strippers you have to entice with chicken wings.
Yeah, how do you know?
Just
don't be judging me, Evan. Anyway, guys, we love you. Peace.
Ice cream cone.
Yeah. Peace. Be good to one another. Remember, check this replay out because we are getting ready to start Chili After Dark. Evan, tell them bye real quick.
All right. Everyone have a wonderful week and stay warm and be good to one another. Right, Alan?
Yeah, that's right. Like I always say. Anyway, Chili After Dark, starting 3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay.
Stop streaming, and we are stopped streaming. Welcome, YouTubes. YouTubians.
Yes.
But we also get this on Facebook too, so we'll share it on Facebook. Need to do a smoking show.
A smoking show?
Yeah. Or where we eat a bunch of brownies or something.
That'd be cool.
See what happens. I'm going to say probably the worst show ever.
Probably.
I mean, it would probably be awesome to us until we watched it back and be like, what the fuck? Dude, we're erasing this.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird that there's companies or I guess companies are open to it where they have people like microdose on mushrooms,
Yeah.
And they're cool with that as long as they don't get out of control. I guess it helps some people in their creativity. I think like the gaming industry, it's a whole different industry. These people are, I don't know. You can't drug test them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you won't have them.
Man, yeah. Well, that's like I'm gonna
They're kind of different breed,
right? That's why I don't think, and I never have. I never thought pot should be illegal, and the fact that the federal government is dragging their feet on. I mean, when you just look at the numbers, that's all you got to do. Look at the government's own numbers. Alcohol causes more deaths, more arrests, more violent interactions, more car accidents.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's more people die a year from peanuts or caffeine than cannabis. But I mean, we all know the routine. I mean, it's just a pharmaceutical industry and their
Right.
power that's just been holding this forever, and they're just dragging their feet while the rest, the states are slowly just moving on with life. I mean, I'm really surprised it's legal in Illinois.
I
As the way Illinois is
Yep.
so ass backward at times. I was really surprised. Like, really, Illinois did this? I'm surprised. How conservative we are in the Midwest. That you'd think that we'd be one of the last to get on board because well, that's
Dude,
Illinois.
I'm telling you what, one of the last states that I thought would break was well, there was two that I thought would be two of the holdouts in the Midwest, which was Indiana, because Indiana weed laws are stupid, dude. I got a buddy of mine that I met. We met him at a turkey run. That big run you do down at Turkey Run, and we camped there for the weekend. Well, him and his girl, they got down there, and their campsite was like messed up. So I said, hey, if you guys want to put your tent and shit behind mine, and then we kind of talked and everything. We were cool, and he was there because he had court on Friday. They're from Illinois, but he was in Indiana because he had court on Friday over a dugout. And
Oh man,
they were talking about giving him like 12 months in jail
over
over
paraphernalia.
yeah, for paraphernalia, and they counted the weed that was in there.
Yeah,
So,
which usually those things aren't going to hold much more than a gram or two. I mean, come on. So it's just stupid.
yeah.
As
So,
as a was it Ron White? He says, if somebody getting busted with a gram or 2 gram of weed, he's like, if I have a gram of weed, I consider myself to be out of weed.
right, right.
That's nothing. I mean, come on.
No,
Yeah, this is silliness. It's slowly getting better, but it just takes time as older generations, move on, and younger people like, why are we making a big deal of this?
I,
It's slowly happening. It's just
yeah. Well, Missouri, it's legal for recreation, and I did not think. I knew they were moving towards the medical part of it, but I really did not see.
Missouri was some states where they had a lot of those, no knock raids. You remember that there was a big one where
Yeah,
they went in the guy's house, and I mean, over the guy had a pipe
yeah,
and maybe a little bag of weed. I mean, go in there freaking out his kid, shooting his dog, all kinds of shit like that.
yeah.
Horrible, horrible.
Well, and there was a few times, and I don't know if this was in Missouri for sure, but where they hit the wrong house. And
Well,
then,
that happens.
and then you find out they were just going in because they heard this guy sold a little bit of weed.
It's stupid.
Yeah, very stupid.
Yeah, that's just got to change.
I think so, and especially if you're an adult,
Yeah.
you
It
know.
has. So I think was it Obama put an end to the some of the no knock raids or something like that?
I think
I'm
so.
trying to think because it's been a while.
Yeah, I think he did.
Was out of control.
Yeah,
Thank you, Obama.
yeah. And I mean, um, and look, I mean, we have a horrible, horrible, thing getting ready to happen in Illinois with uh, this Safety Act or whatever. And the problem is they didn't get everybody involved. They just wanted to kind of hurry up and rush it through so it looked like they were doing something during the George Floyd protests and everything like that. Well, they threw this thing together. Well, now they're finding out, oh crap, it ain't very good. Now, the thing about the no cash bail, okay, I if you're going to put it in the hands of the judge, that's one thing. But if these people just get off and they don't have to go in front of a judge, I don't like that. I don't like, if you're going to do it on an individual basis, fine.
Hmm.
Because there might have been some dude that he's in there for burglary, but he was kind of at the wrong place at the wrong time. You don't want him sitting in jail for months until he goes to court.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think some of them you gotta hold.
Yeah.
We gotta quit this probation for like 7, 8, 9 time convicted felons. No. You can't do that.
It's true.
Because a lot of times it's the same people out there committing the crimes, And if it's just a revolving door at the local jailhouse, then what's going to keep them from, not committing crimes?
Yeah. It's a scary world.
It is. So watch your ass.
So I guess that's why I live out away from people and I don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the neighborhood, there's somebody taking over there. We've got a small little village, board. And the guy wanted to set up a neighborhood watch program, and people were just all getting all bent out of shape. And I was like, I don't know, why would they be against something like that? I mean, which really doesn't mean anything. What does a neighborhood watch program mean? It means we all keep an eye on each other. Well, we all do that anyway.
Yeah,
it's silly. But people are they find anything to gripe about it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess you would kind of be against that if you thought that those signs would make people think that there's a lot of break-ins in this neighborhood or something like that.
I don't know. These days, so many people have cameras that it's just I've never been a crook in my life, not about to, but you've got to be careful. Everyone, there's cameras everywhere, not just public. People have them, you stay away,
Right. And here's what I want to know. Can we change some of these bank cameras where they're giving us these grainy ass footages of suspects with these new Ring cameras? Because I can tell you what, you can see a fly on a gnat's ass with some of these Ring cameras.
But every time there's a bank robbery, it looks like fucking Sasquatch. You can't tell what the hell it is.
No, you can't tell,
While we're at it, can we upgrade the speaker at some of the fast food drive-thrus? It's come on, I've been to some Dairy Queens before. It's like I can't understand a word they're saying, Come on, we make all-weather speakers better than this,
Yeah.
Is it too much to ask? Boy, we sound like a bunch of bitches.
I know, right? I kind of thought that. But yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully they fix it. But that's one thing that I just kind of hate about politics anymore. It's all just for show.
And it's a bunch of people that don't have a clue making rules, decisions, and that affect other people, and they really don't understand the ramifications of what they're doing.
No. There was
change for the sake of change isn't always good,
No, you're right. And did you? We got another volcano getting ready. They got one in the big island in Hawaii.
Yeah,
that's bubbling now. Indonesia just had a volcano erupt 3 hours ago. Evacuations underway. But you remember, like back in the 80s, if you remember, when what was it? Was it Mount St. Helens that went?
Okay, I don't really remember.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was mid 80s. Hold on. But that year, like, there was a lot of volcanoes that went off. Mount St. Helens eruption. Let's see if I was close. The last eruption was 2008. That ain't the one I was thinking about. 1980s, yeah. Here we go. See what. May 18th, 1980. Yeah, I remember that. If you remember, I mean, it put a big old cloud of ash that could be
Hmm.
seen like from space, and it was crazy.
Wow.
Um, and this was one of the first volcanoes that scientists actually got. They actually learned a lot from this volcano. So it says this eruption also led to a new era of volcanic monitoring.
Hmm.
So
Keep an eye on these a little better. I'm sure with they do all this infrared stuff, imaging, and they can tell, you know,
yeah, that's
hey, this thing's reaching boiling point.
man, that's
Oh
scary,
no.
dude. That's some scary shit. That and like asteroids falling, and earthquakes. That's just shit that
Can
you
you get
know.
a degree in volcano activity? That'd be interesting. Volcano science.
Yeah.
I'm the world leading volcano expert. Says
Oh.
who?
Evan, I tell you what, we are gonna cut tonight's show a little short, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Because we're boring people.
No, I've got to pee so damn bad. I mean, it's not even funny, dude. I mean, I'm sitting here right now with my legs crossed. If I had a bucket, you'd be hearing it hitting a bucket. But
Okay, if that's what you want to do, because I don't know if you want to run. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So,
I mean, we can because I do got one more thing. Do you think you could hold it down for about less than a minute?
go ahead and try. I
All
have no
right.
idea what I'd even talk about.
I can't wait to listen back to this. All right, here I go.
I have no idea what to talk about. But yeah, I miss living close to Al. But you know what was a good thing? That being the distance. Like when I'd leave the house sometimes, this jackass would run out in the yard and he would moon me. And he really liked to do this. I get up on Sunday morning. I'm heading to church, you know. I back out of the garage and I look up at the house and he's staying up there and he's mooning me. That's the kind of neighbor that this guy is. You know, I don't know why you really tune into this and listen to him because he's really a jerk. He's a jackass. Absolutely. And he takes way too long to piss. I don't know what to talk about next because man, apparently really had to go. I don't know how he gets up on Saturday morning and talks for 5 to 10 minutes. I couldn't talk to myself for 5 or 10 minutes. I'd really have to think of some kind of story. But then again, if you listen to the show, you can tell he thinks about stuff a lot. He comes prepared. Man, about time.
I didn't think it was going to stop. Whew.
About time.
Man, I'm telling you what, when as soon as I started the intro music, I was like, damn, I should have tried to pee. And about 20 minutes into the show, it hit me. And I was like, oh, shit. And I actually had to cover up the clock because I was thinking, damn, we still got 15 minutes for the live. And I'm just, that's horrible.
Yeah, I hate that. And I hate to piss like on a road trip. And I don't, okay, the woman, you know, like a lot of women, they don't like to use gas station bathrooms, whatever. She will hold it for like ever. And I hate that feeling, you know, just like
Uh.
constantly being miserable. I would rather piss and be able to relax and enjoy the last hour of my road trip. Beside, you know,
Yeah,
just sitting there and just like, gosh, try not to think about how bad I got to piss, you know?
and then what if you got a sneeze or you let a fart or something like that? I mean,
Especially women, they sneeze, you know, they get over about 30 years old, you know, they're, oh my gosh, they either laugh really hard or they sneeze and well, you know,
now I am one of these dudes that I cannot hold a number two. If I feel the urge, I mean I can feel it. As soon as it starts, I'm like, I'm gonna have to hit a bathroom.
Isn't that a miserable feeling?
Yeah, but I don't. I don't know. It
And
does. It does suck because it usually happens about an hour after I eat. I'm like, oh, all
yeah,
right. So
yeah. And when it comes quick. It's like, man, I didn't get a lot of,
I ain't
advance
getting.
notice
Yeah,
here.
I
It's
didn't
like,
get
come on.
no warning. Well,
That's the thing. We were talking yesterday, like what people expect out of their pets, because we've had some visitors lately. Her sister has a pit. You got to let them out all the time, and her friend came over last night, brought her pit with her. Her aunt's become brings her dog, and it's like, bringing their dog, her friend, because she was gone all day, and I'm like, that is a lot to expect when people are at work all day long, or they work like 12-hour shifts. You expect this dog to sit and hold it. The what we expect out of these animals is pretty, and the fact that most dogs, a lot of them really, they won't, they know better, but that's a mean thing to expect out of them. You wouldn't expect a human to hold it for have to, 4 hours.
no, and that's why you saw at my house. That's one of the first things I did when we moved in is I put in dog doors
Right. And that's
because
what I
yeah,
tell everybody.
yep,
I'm like, that's the only way I would do it is that dog can come and go all day long as they please. Go in the backyard, do his thing, go out there, sun, whatever, as long as they're not barking and bothering people, and let that dog come and go. And I'm like, we've talked about getting a dog. It's like, I don't want to deal with, you know, getting up at 5 in the morning because the dog's got to go out and it's barking. It's like, oh my God, you're kidding me.
yeah.
No, that dog needs to come and go and everything's got to be secure.
And a lot of people, and it depends on what part of the country you're in too, because there's certain part of the countries you would not want a dog door.
No.
Like we're mountain lions and shit. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Well, your yard's fenced in, so
right,
you've got an initial barrier, and then they got to get into the garage, and then garage to house.
right. And a lot of people, I've heard people, oh, people can crawl in them dog doors. Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, a burglar, if they know you got a dog, they ain't gonna mess with that house.
Yeah.
Unless it's somebody that is targeting you. Once they find out you have a dog, they ain't gonna, because they don't know if that dog bites. Nobody wants to get bit by a dog.
Well, dog just makes noise, wakes
Right.
people up and all the. And that's you want your dog to protect you, but also alert you.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, I'm with you. I never could. And the people that get mad at their dogs that, you're leaving it in a room or something for, like you said, 8 to 12 hours a day, and then you get mad because that dog has an accident. Number one, that dog feels just as bad because dogs ain't stupid. That's
Yeah.
why most of them, when they do something like that, when they destroy something, and you look at it, if you notice, most dogs will look down
Yeah.
or
They
look
know.
or look away from you. So I mean, a dog doesn't want to make a mess,
Yeah.
unless you just got an asshole dog, which I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a dog. It was a Shih Tzu, and man, this dog was evil as hell. Its name was Tiki, and there was this one guy that my mom and stepdad hung out with, and man, this dog did not like him, and his name was Jay, and he was laying on the floor. And my mom let the dog up, and he goes, "Oh, don't worry about it." He goes, "He's not gonna mess with me." Well, Tiki came up, looked at his face, and kind of growled at him a little. Walked right to the back of him, lifted his leg, and pissed right on his back,
Oh my God.
and just kind of, shuffled his feet and walked out. That dog was a
Wow.
trip.
Wow.
He was
Some dogs are little assholes.
Man, he was, and he was vicious, but it's funny because he had one tooth that kind of stuck out, So he just looked hilarious. But yeah, that dog was a dick. That dog bit me, I bet you, 4 times, man. And one time I was just sitting there and he kept trying to, like, I was laying on my bed. I had my headphones on. And I remember I was listening to music. And he kept trying to, like, come up under my arm where the headphone wire was laying. Well, it kept pulling it out of the stereo. So I pushed him down. I went to plug that in the stereo, and that little some bitch bit me, like right there. I was like, uh-uh.
Yeah. No, no. Nope.
And I mean, we had big dogs. We had Great Danes, Collies, everything. Never been bit. I did get bit by one Great Dane up by the eye because it was eating hamburger out of the hot skillet, and I tried to take it away from him.
Oh.
And he kind of went to, he didn't attack me. He went to go get another bite of that hamburger, and I was little, so my face was by the stove. I'm pulling it, and he just bit. It wasn't really a full bite. It just, his one tooth went into my face, but
Wow.
yeah, they were gonna put that dog down. I was like, no way. I was like, it was an accident. I was trying everything, and they didn't put him down. But
Cool.
the school. You gotta think back then the schools got involved with dog bites and shit,
Really?
which they probably still do. Yeah, if you got bit and you said you were bit at home, shit. I remember that was a big ordeal for us. But
Never thought about it.
yeah, and that's how my mom and stepdad, hell, they had 3 kids that were all pretty young, and that's how they made a lot of their money is, mom always had a couple Great Dane sires. We always had the males, and, she'd breed them. So that was our little extra income.
That's cool.
But, oh, well, shit, Chili. I think we gave him a pretty good show. Looks like
I'd say.
damn near hour and 15 minutes.
But pretty close.
Yeah, Wednesday, man, I think we'll try to find another list to go through, and I'll give you a heads up on this list. I don't know if I kind of thought about either like rock bands or like movie stars. Top 15 movie stars of all time. See if we know any of them.
Okay.
Because and I kind of thought, and I mean, maybe if we keep doing the list thing, man, I thought about maybe calling the show The List with Alan Chili. And every week we just go find a top something list and go through it.
Find a list of something.
Yeah, I mean, shit. There's everything. We could go dogs, cats, foods, Mexican plates. Top 20 Greek places to have sex out in the open.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But
sounds good.
Yeah, something to think about. And of course, remember next Saturday we will be live from up in northern Illinois.
Unless we get some real shit weather. Hopefully we don't.
Yeah, I hope it's calling for rain, but it is only Sunday, and we're talking next Saturday. So hopefully the temperatures stay high like they say they're going to, and if it stays rain, I don't mind driving in rain.
Yeah.
Just when that shit turns to ice, nah, that's not my thing.
I'm with you.
But, all right, Evan, tell them bye.
Okay. Once again, we made it to the end of another show, and we thank you for it.
Hell yeah. We didn't drop no frame rates, no nothing. Everything went smooth tonight, so next show, don't expect anything to go right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Al. That is Chili. We will see you guys next Saturday for a live, both of us in the studio together. We're going to have a couple drinks. We're going to have some fun, have a bunch of laughs. Come join us, check us out, and be sure to check us out Wednesday. We don't know what the list is going to be yet, but we'll figure it out. You'll find out Wednesday.
Yeah.
Peace. We love you. Be good to one another.
Later.